The story begins with Raul, a man who has just lost his mother. Her death leaves behind more than grief. It leaves behind a property dispute that cannot be resolved without one signature. The signature of a man Raul hasn't seen in 20 years. His father, Vicente, abandoned him when he was a child. Now, with no other option, Raul sets out to find him, traveling alone through the countryside. But before Raul can even reach his destination, things go wrong. While searching the rural area, he is attacked by local thugs. They rob him of his money and documents, leaving him injured. Eventually, Raul reaches a small town, where he finally finds his father's place, a bar. But instead of a reunion, Raul walks straight into violence. Vicente is in the middle of a physical fight with customers who were flirting with his wife, Mildred. She is clearly much younger than him, and Vicente reacts with rage, insecurity, and the fear of losing her. This chaotic scene is how Raul sees his father for the first time in 20 years. After the fight, Raul introduces himself. The reunion is painfully cold. There is no embrace, no apology, no explanation for the years of abandonment. Just two men standing face to face, connected only by blood. Then Raul meets Mildred, and something changes. The moment they look at each other, there is a pause, subtle but unmistakable. Mildred looks at Raul with curiosity. That quickly turns into interest. The film makes it clear. Something begins the moment they meet. Because Raul has lost everything in the robbery, he has no choice but to stay at the bar until a friend can send him replacement papers and money. The next morning, while Vicente and Raul are having a casual conversation, Vicente tells Raul about Rooster fighting, where he gambles his money. He invites Raul to come with him and see where the fights take place. As Vicente talks, Raul notices Mildred looking at him in an inappropriate way, which makes him feel confused and uncomfortable. Later that day, Vicente takes Raul deep into the countryside to a rooster fighting arena. As Raul watches the fights, he realizes his father owes a large amount of money to a man named Carmelo. That day, Carmelo proposes a risky bet, far higher than usual, and Vicente agrees despite the warning signs. Against all odds, Vicente's rooster wins, but Carmelo refuses to pay what he owes. An argument breaks out, tempers flare, and the confrontation turns violent. In the chaos of the fight, Vicente is shot. Vicente survives the shooting, but just barely. Sick and badly injured, he turns to Raul in a way he never has before, asking him to stay and take care of him. Raul hesitates at first, unsure he's ready for what that means. But as he watches his father struggle, something inside him shifts. In the end, he agrees to stay. During the long nights, while Vicente is resting, Raul ends up talking with Mildred. At first, it's just normal conversation about life, about loss, and the regrets that haunt them both. But slowly, things start to shift. Mildred begins flirting, her words lingering longer than they should. The way she looks at him, her gestures, it's clear she's crossing the line. Raul tries to ignore it, but the tension is impossible to miss. After finally receiving the papers and money from his friend, Raul thinks he can leave. He brings the papers to his father, Vicente, who at last signs the property documents. That night, Mildred sits down with Raul and talks casually. As they keep talking, the mood slowly shifts. Their words become softer, the silences longer. Then Mildred takes his hand and they start a quiet, almost intimate dance. Raul can feel the closeness, the tension, the subtle pull between them. It's impossible to ignore the way she moves, the way her eyes linger just a little too long, the warmth in her voice. For a brief moment, it's easy to forget the boundaries, to forget that she's his stepmother and that Vicente truly cares for her. The reality crashes in, and Raul steps back, forcing himself to push down the feeling stirring between them, trying to remind himself of the line that must never be crossed. The next morning, Vicente is asleep, and Raul is taking a bath. Mildred enters without knocking, her presence sudden and unexpected. Roll is startled, trying to retreat, and the air is thick with unspoken tension. They exchange looks filled with curiosity and conflict, and for a moment, the emotional boundary he's been struggling to maintain feels fragile, almost slipping. Overwhelmed by the intensity of the moment, Roll realizes he must step away before the tension goes any further, leaving both of them to navigate the complicated emotions simmering between them. Overwhelmed with guilt and shame, he does the only thing he can. He quietly says goodbye to his father, trying to leave without causing more pain. He heads home, sorting out his financial problems, but the weight of what he did, the guilt, the shame, the betrayal follows him, haunting him every step of the way. Roll comes back one last time, determined to make things right, or at least as right as they can ever be. He takes Vicente to another Rooster fight, this time with one goal: settle the debt with Carmelo and finally end his control over their lives. The fight is intense and they win. Carmelo gets paid. Justice, at least on paper, is done. But when they return home, the reality hits like a punch to the gut. Mildred is gone. She's left Vicente forever. Vicente, broken and defeated, quietly tells Roll it's time for him to leave too. And so Roll walks away, not forgiven, not healed, not the same man who arrived in that town. He's now just a man shaped by abandonment, loneliness, and a mistake that will haunt him forever.